Hello, chat, guys, viewers, spectators, people of all ages. Welcome to another replay analysis series episode. This is a Terran versus Zerg from the Terran's perspective, diamond level. Let's see what happens. The way replay analysis works is I always will watch a perspective of somebody and see what they're doing good, see what they can improve on. And basically give them an all-around way that they can improve at StarCraft. Looks like we're seeing a proxy Rex, which is fine. I was about to be like, I hope that's not a scout and a command center, but yeah, it's proxy Rex, so you're good. The location's good. I like it because you gapped it a little bit. The reason why this is so good is because you can actually put your, if the drones ever chase you back to your racks, you can actually put your Marines rallied here, and you can make a bottleneck where drones can only fight you one at a time right there. So you get ridiculous trades with Marines if that happens to go that way. So intelligent location for your racks so far. I like it. And 2 racks is very non-committal, so you should be starting an orbital right away when your racks are done, because you could easily afford it. Nice. Make it Marines. Yeah, I don't know how much of a fan I am of this location of your bunkers, honestly. If you wanted to do something really fucking annoying, here's something you could do. Okay, look at your money too. You could totally afford it. What you could do is you could actually build a bunker right there. Like, build a bunker right here. Build another bunker on top of it, like right there. Build another bunker on top of it, like right there. And suddenly you can create a wall. And you don't have to build all 3 of them for like start to finish. You could build one. You could then build another one, and you could halt your SCV and build another one again. Hi. Okay, fuck. Build another one. She's like, don't tell them how to fucking proxy, bitch. I'm a Zerg player. You could build another one right there. So you could halt one, and you could build another bunker on top of it to make a wall, and then you could have the SCV build whatever bunker is being attacked by the drones. And there's a limited surface area that drones could have then, because you could actually have a wall here. And then your Marines could just stand there.
This game opens in proxy racks and it's 26 minutes long. Already know it's going to be epic.
Oh, hello, Jay Lee. Thank you for the 100 bits. Much love. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, dude. You're not wrong. If you actually did like, if you want to make multiple bunkers like this, it would make sense because you could actually limit the surface area of the drones because they'd have to fight one bunker by one bunker. And it buys time for your SCVs to finish the bunkers because they, you know, they're not going to get fully surrounded. So if the SCV happens to be on the side where the Marines are, the SCVs are immune to taking damage. And the Marines can just stand there, turreting, just never moving, and they just kill drone, 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 unless your opponent micros it. It's annoying as fuck for Zerg, essentially. However, if you want to build bunkers in a way that's not going to wall like that, and you want to do bunkers more aggressively, I would highly recommend building your bunkers one here, or like you could build one, this one's fine because it's within range of the hatchery, but build another bunker like right here. Okay? Or like one gap from the wall, so you can actually have Marines walk this way and they can bottleneck drones, but you got to be careful because drones can mineral walk to here and they can mineral through you and kill you. So essentially, like, leaving your Marine at like the bottom of, like if the bunker's there, you leave your Marine at like the bottom of it. So if you see him starting to mineral path you, you could walk this way with your Marine and stand like over here now as he mineral walks that way, so you don't get surrounded. The reason why this is important, okay, is because look at how close your bunkers are to being done. They're almost done. If you had a bunker here, okay, one of the bunkers was here and one of the bunkers is here, your Marines would get the aggro, and this bunker would be even closer to being done. That's where the green box is right now. And you could actually back up and load into a bunker. You could call, what I like to call it, is a fallback bunker. And then as soon as he realizes, oh fuck, there's a bunker there, because he's not going to see it as early because he has no overlord here, He would have been blind to that aspect if you did that. He doesn't, like, this is why I always tell you leave Overlord at your fucking base. Zerg players, like, I always say that, but he didn't do it, so you could have abused that like crazy. And if you built a bunker there, it would be further along by like 4 seconds than these are. So you could load it faster. If his drones chase your Marines down to this bunker, you could load it, and then as soon as he runs away from it, unload it. As if he chases you back to it, load it, unload it, load it, unload it. Don't lose the Marines, and as you build up more Marines as a result of this, you're going to get scarier and scarier and scarier. And then if you keep distracting him long enough to get the bunker in range of the hatchery done, you could then unload this bunker entirely and just get in that bunker. You just get in the bunker. You could create a way to make it happen where you keep shoving his drones repeatedly and killing them until he gets off your bunker, and then you just load it. And now suddenly you have a forward bunker. That's annoying as fuck, and that's hitting his hatchery. And then you could, even if you wanted to like throw in a command center of yourself, for yourself faster, you could then salvage this bunker once this one was up and running. Because this is now your new bunker that you're going to work with. You know what I mean? But having double bunker here is, you can't do anything if his drones cut you off. Which is ultimately what's happening. You actually get inside. He lets you get inside still. But even though, like, you have no way to reinforce this, it's going to die now. Like, your bunker's going to die. Your second bunker's not even going to go up. It's going to get, this is going to get canceled because the SCV is going to kill the SCV. The drone's going to kill the SCV. This bunker will be canceled because that's your last SCV here. And this bunker will easily be overpowered by the amount of lings he made just now. The only thing you can really say as a result of this that you did that was successful is you delayed his third base, which it looks like he probably wanted to go for. Because it looks like he set up for like a speedling expand. And he's missing a lot of mining time now. So dead, canceled. What the fuck is the mule? Oh my god. Okay. Is that BM? I hope that's for BM. And you guys are friends and you're just like, fuck you. Because, oh my god, if you were going to repair that, no way that was ever going to be realistic. That sucks, though. You are behind now, I would say. Like, I wouldn't... You were already a little bit behind because you didn't do anything to him, really. And that was a really fast... like, he just dealt with the proxy really quick. But now you don't have a natural either, and you're going to be... And you haven't started one yet, which you can afford. But that's so much money you just wasted right there. Not a fan. Gotta sneeze. Zerg is definitely ahead right now. I'll say that. Those Marines are dead. So now you have to make a choice. How do you want to react out of this? Do you want to go bio? You're going... You are playing a fucking risky game right now. If this dude, your opponent, would have just gone for a Bane bust, you'd be dead. You would die right now. Which a lot of people do go for Bane bust if they crush a bunker proxy or like a proxy racks opener really fast. They will go, oh, how about I just kill you with Banes now? Because I dealt with that super quick. That does happen often. You're going 4 fucking command centers. Oh my god. This is risky, risky, risky. And you're also trying to make a bunker. Like, that's not that much of an investment. If it SCV dies, who cares? But, that, yeah. Your opponent is definitely letting you get away with this, which is crazy. Going first. You're going bio. So, I'll say this. If your plan is to go bio, okay, a way I think you can improve your build. Number 1, don't take your gas until you get a another command center started. And you can start your other command center like right there, just like you did. It's fine. But start it way earlier. Like, you could definitely probably have afforded it while you were making Marines and starting your bunkers and shit. Like, you could probably afford it right after that. So don't forget to make your command center. And then,
100 bits for 4cc, holy epic.
Thank you, hello, Lee, J. Lee. Thank you, Dick. Thank you. Also, you can start your gas when I would say if you're going to go bio and you're proxy raxing, start a third rax in your base after you start a command center. Because you're trying to play an economy game, right? So start a third rax, and then when you start that rax, make a gas, and then you can make a tech lab on that barracks when it's done, and you can start making stim pack a lot faster. Then these two barracks, when they eventually float off and come back to your base, they can land and become double reactors or something like that. I would say you could then take either a second gas and go for a faster factory into a starport, which will give you quick access to Stimpack Bio with drops, or you can play a more defensive version of it and stay on one gas for a bit longer and get Stimpack, and don't like delay your upgrades a little bit, like your engineering bay upgrades and your starport for a little bit longer, but then take a third command center, and then after a third command center, then take more gas. So you'll delay your starport a little bit, but you'll have a faster third CC, or you can just take a third CC after you're saturated well on 2 mineral lines, after you also have more gas, because you're prioritizing a starport, and then take your third CC like after a starport. One of those two ways is the way it could go. I would say that would be efficient, but the way you did it was like, if your opponent defends what he did, really easy, which he did, and then if he would have just gone for a Bane bust, you would have just died. The game would be over, you would be dead. There was no way you're going to defend your base with 2 Marines. Because you landed, you made double add-on, you only had 3 depot, and you went 4 fucking command centers. You had no defense. It was all, like nothing. So yeah, that's scary. That's like asking to die. So, my point I'm trying to make here is your build didn't make a lot of sense because you went double gas and you made a factory, but you also made 4 command centers. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense because that's why you can see right now you have 300 gas in the bank when you're not fully developed on mineral lines yet. Because you took the gas, I'm pretty sure, before you went command centers, right? Am I wrong or right? Yeah, you did. This doesn't make any sense to go double gas and then go 4 command center. If you're going to go 4 command center, do it off of a single gas and get just your stim pack upgrade and delay your factory and delay your starport and go 4 CC. That's fucking greedy as shit, by the way. But if you're going to go for a fast starport, this makes sense with stim pack. But it doesn't make any sense, though, to go double gas and then go 4 CC. It's like opposites again. So yeah, you got to really think about how you allocate your resources with what you're going to do with them.
Your base is under attack.
As an opener.
Stay cool.
SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready.
Because like, look at this. Your natural lands, and you could have these 2 SCVs, these 3, and 2 more here. So you could have 7 SCVs immediately saturating this base, because these ones are literally going to finish their job in like the next 5 seconds. 7 SCVs could be saturating this right away, and then you could be up at 9 as soon as you start 2 more SCVs and they finish, like with your first 2 built SCVs. And then these 2 could be orbital commands, you could be starting orbitals, and this factory boy, you know, he eventually could be starting a starport still. Like, you still have 169 gas even after you've made add-on, stim, factory. That's a lot of gas. I'm assuming you could easily have had half of that, and then you could then, while this builds, if you have half of 169, that's like 70, or sorry, that's like 85-ish. We'll say you have like around 84 gas. We'll just say 84, okay? Because the gas comes in sets of 4. So you have 84 gas. You could easily mine up to 100 to get a starport. You know what I mean? Like, you could fucking afford it. And then take your gas once you start the starport, and once you have good saturation, then you take more gas to then actually build gas units. Makes a lot more sense, because then you'd actually have way better saturation on your mineral line way faster. It doesn't make any sense to go fucking heavy gas and then heavy CCs. These are all mineral expenses. This is going to be all mineral expenses other than stim pack. Because you're making marine. You're not making marauders. You're not making reapers. You're making marines. So it's just, again, it's excessive on the gas. Like, look at your gas. It makes no sense. You have so much of it, and it's all it's doing is slowing you down. I mean, you will eventually spend it, but the fact that you have this much this fast is bad. You'd be faster. You'd be better off just exploding on mineral-based things earlier, faster, getting it all done quicker, and then you explode your gas when you need the gas. Like now, if you took your gas at your natural, I wouldn't mind, and you took it now. That's fine. Your natural was fine, but the minerals were bad. Those widow mines are just destroying this guy. Okay, so you are macroing decently while you're attacking. Definitely need to, I would say, now that you have control. Okay, you just lost your medevacs. What did you do there? I want to watch how you macroed that. Okay, I don't understand why you... I don't understand what that was. But, yeah. I would say, like, okay. First of all, my question would be, why the emphasis on trying to fight on the map with medevacs? The whole point of medevacs of harassing are trying to get to his base. To kill drones and shit. Something, because you're, like, this is not your army. This is a harass. Harass should not be looking for the army to fight your opponent. It should be looking for weak spots to poke them and fuck them over. So first things first, you should just avoid the Zalnaga tower. You should go like this, around it, and then go over here. If there's no overlords there, or creep, you get a free entry to his base. If there are overlords and creep there, then maybe kill those. Like, weaken his vision. If you think he's going to be able to notice you, or something like that. Don't try to fight his army. That makes no sense. So the fact that they, even though they went over the Zalnaga tower is already bad, but the fact that they go down now, I don't understand this at all. They should go up and over. But you go down, and you run into hydras, and you go to the right, and you're just committing deeper, and you go right, and you see hydras there for a second, and now you see hydras down here for a second. You're just committing deep into the middle of the map, and this makes literally no sense, because the deeper you go in the center, the chances of you having to fight his army increase. And this is not an army, this is a harass, so definitely shouldn't be trying to go to the middle. You should be trying to avoid going to the top, and if you just would have gone to the top in the first place, you would have avoided all the hydras, and you would have kept, they would be flying like over here right now, and they'd be fine. There would be nothing there to kill you. And then you curved yourself back into where you started, which is you saw hydras there a second ago as well, which is you're dead. So you've been fully surrounded and you're gonna die. Like this was just like a potential to keep your opponent defensive so that you could actually saturate 4 bases, and the fact that you just threw this away gives your opponent the ability to now deny base 3 and 4 again. Like your opponent now has confidence to now just fuck you up again on your bases over here. I would not be surprised if either one of these bases gets overrun. And now you're dropping him again. And you're going right to another Zalnaga tower. I don't understand why you do that. Like, it's... Stealthy is the name of the game here for these. Not... Fuck you, Zerg! Come get me, bitch! Like, you need to fucking run the sides. And don't fucking try to fight shit. Don't fight his army with these. Kill drones, kill overlords, kill creep. Kill tech. Kill queens that are undefended. Don't fucking kill a big-ass surge of Hydraling Bane. And here comes his attack because he killed your drops. And now what's happening? You're having to retreat it. You're having to retreat it. This happened because you lost map control. because you're trying to go through the center of the map and not through the sides. It's exactly like we just called that shit. It's what's gonna happen. It's what should happen. If Zerg ever gets momentum on their side, you're definitely gonna get run over by Zerg. Okay, and then upgrade wise, you have not started 2-2 yet. This is super delayed. You've had 1-1 done for a while, so I imagine you were probably just distracted. You're not focused. Other things are happening. Your economy is looking like garbage right now. Natural. Did you rip drone or what died? What SCVs died to those Banes a second ago? Were those natural SCVs? You were oversaturated, so that's fine. I mean, you definitely should be. Your SCV count is 65 at almost 9.5 minutes. It's not the greatest. Especially since you opened 4 CCs after the proxy. But, like, there's definitely a lack of fixing this. Also, I don't know why your command center is still rallied here either. That should definitely be fixed. Your economy looks like poo-poo. But yeah, like all this shit's happening to you because you lost your Midivacs. You have 40 fucking supply. 40 supply. 20 supply died here. 30 this is now your 30 supply mark is over here, and now your 40 supply mark is up here. You have 4 Midivacs. You just kept sending out one after another after another after another. And losing the first 2 Midivacs just straight up is scary. Because that's 40 supply down. If your opponent attacks you, that now you're going to be down. And I mean, you did overall defend eventually, but at the cost of one of your mineral lines and 2 command centers having to just fly away. Like, you lost how many workers there? Probably 16 workers. Yeah, full mineral line basically. So that sucks. That's painful. Definitely need to fix your economy. And now you're transferring from your natural to your third and your main. How long does this stay? 20, 21 now. You're still like rallied here. Oh, your economy needs some work, bro. Painful. Oh god, it's still going up. And you're dropping again? It's because you're so focused on him and you're not focused on yourself. I understand you want to have momentum on your side, but I would say you're treating momentum as a priority, and momentum actually is in your favor more if you fix shit like this rather than like cause problems like this for your opponent. Like, this is the priority. This does not take very long to fix, and you only have to fix it once majorly. This is stuff that the more you focus on it, the more problems you're going to create, not only for your opponent, but also for yourself, because you're going to put yourself in situations that need to be microed, otherwise you die. Like, for instance, having your army on top of creep that is like 40 or 50 supply worth. That's a big fat army right there, and you only have 2 Medivacs. So if you run into a surround, you are only going to get 20 supply out of there, out of probably like 40 to 50. So the rest dies. This is scary. That's fucking scary. Because you're running on creep. You're about to. Okay, now at least you back. I like that you backed off. You see what I mean though? Like, you just lost that whole army. So like, it's a problem for you that got created where you lost an army, but now you're creating another problem for both of you by being in his base. You're just making the game chaotic. I understand it. That's kind of how bio is. I get it. That is literally bio in a nutshell. But now, have you fixed your SCVs yet? No. No. I mean, still being made, but you're not even making SCVs either right now. And you have 4 CCs. Like, your follow-ups, and you're also doing Widowmine drops. Like, you're doing so much attacking and not enough, like, upkeep of yourself. This is what I really see here. You're trying to be, like, so high, intense action, but your base... all your opponent has to do is defend a couple times, and he's just going to run your ass over, because you have bad upkeep of your base right now. And have you even started 2-2 yet? No, you have not. And there goes another army. Now what's next? You're probably doing another drop or something. Yeah. Now, are you making SCVs? You are making SCVs, and you dropped it as a Naga tower. Are you fixing your economy yet? No, no. Still being made. Still being made. Okay, you fixed some of it. You grabbed some and sent them off. You sent like 7 off. You still have 18 out of 19 out of 8. You really need to re-rally. I would highly recommend ideally saturating a base and then rallying to another base and then saturating that base and then rallying to another base and saturating that base and rallying to another base. Because what you're doing by never fucking fixing your rally is you're creating a problem for yourself where you're going to have to fix every base all game the more SCVs you make. Because you're always going to oversaturate every base. Way too many idle SCVs of just inefficiency. Rally the command centers, that way you don't have to fix the SCVs. You can just fix your bases by having all of them selected and going right click here. Okay, we're at like 20 there, right click over here. Okay, we're at like 20 here. Do I need more SCVs? If the answer is yes, okay, right click to my next base. Make some more. It doesn't have to be 16 out of 16 and 3 out of 3 every single time. Ideally 3 out of 3 in your gases, but it doesn't have to be 16 out of 16 on every mineral line, just as long as the majority of your SCVs are efficient. Like it could be 12 out of 16, 14 out of 16, 13 out of 16, 8 out of 8, 4 out of 16. And I'd be like, fucking great job, because you're keeping it efficient. It's not like 18, 19 out of 8. Okay, you fixed that finally. That was inefficient though for like 6 minutes, or like more like 4 minutes. And now look at this one. Same problem, right? This is 23 out of 16. You're going to make gases, and you're going to remain at 17 out of 16. And if you leave this rallied here, and if you do make more SCVs, it's not going to go inefficient again, and again, and again, when this one is undersaturated. So like right now, you should definitely be rallying your command centers all to this base, because this is now the undersaturated one. But you're not. You're rallying every command center to itself every time. So everyone is going to, like, this will be undersaturated, and this will become inefficient, inefficient, inefficient. All will be red, 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 and then this will be undersaturated. Definitely need to re-rally your command centers. It's huge. And you're dropping like crazy constantly. I mean, you are creating problems for your opponent. But again, you're creating problems for yourself too. Like, you're sacking your army almost every time you attack him, to a degree. I'm just going to throw it out there and say all your opponent has to do to defend this is just split his army. I don't think he ever does that. I think he always chases you with everything every time. So if a Berserk player just realizes, oh, this guy's really crazy on drops, and he just leaves army here, and he leaves army up here. Suddenly drops that just go, drop, 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 drop. That's like 4 fucking drops all going constantly. They just get picked apart by Zerg being there, because the medevac is actually incredibly vulnerable if you're there as it starts to drop units out of it, or if it's flying towards you. So like all I'm trying to say here is your style is not it's not like awful or anything like that. It's just that you have such an emphasis on drops, and I wouldn't mind it if your base didn't look like shit in the process. But your base looks like shit, so you're overcommitting your attention to your drops at the sacrifice of your macro, of yourself. So you're going to run into Zerg players that will do what I just said, and you'll be like, oh, I can't get damage done. I can't get damage done. I can't get damage done. I'm dead. Because now he just kills me. Because I didn't macro nearly as well as I could have. Because of things like having fucking super oversaturated bases and super undersaturated bases. It definitely needs to be fixed. Like, you're taking the priority into micro, and the priority needs to be macro. StarCraft 2 is not a micro-only game. You're putting yourself in an all-in, is what I would say. Like, you're putting yourself in situations where if you fuck up at all with your micro, you die. Like, you don't just lose the drop and then go from there. You just die. Because if your opponent can shut the drop down and he actually macros, he'll just kill you. I really don't like this command center shit, dude. It's driving me crazy. Yeah. It's just like constantly needing to be fixed. I really want you to hit ideal saturation and then re-rally all command centers. Like I'm talking about it so much because it keeps happening repeatedly all game. Like the fact that you have to do an SCV transfer like this, because this base, a second ago, was fucking super oversaturated again. It's 25 right now, and not only that is that at 25 you have 1, 2, 3, 4 SCVs repairing, and then they're gonna go back to mining when they're done repairing. This base a second ago, and you just started 2 gases. So this base a second ago was at 30 fucking 1 SCVs because you have 4 repairing and 2 that just started gas, which is 6. This base was at 31 SCVs out of 16. That is so bad. That is like waste of time, like crazy. That is your one of your biggest weaknesses right now, is your economy efficiency. And then you fix it, which doesn't need to happen, because you could have fixed it a long time ago when you weren't in the middle of doing drops and shit. Or like, it doesn't matter if you're always doing drops, so that doesn't really apply what I just said. But if you just look at a base and you go, okay, good saturation. Let's just say let's say your gases were fully saturated and your mineral line was at 19 out of 16. I would say just grab 3 SCVs, rally them to the new base, and right when you grab 3 SCVs and rally them to the new base that needs SCVs, then select all CCs and rally all CCs to the new base. There you go, problem solved. Now you're not gonna have to fix base, because then all you have to do is fix one base at a time instead of fixing every single base every time they all oversaturate. It creates way less complications in your macro department. Hugely. Makes everything way easier because you actually only create 1 problem at a time rather than 4 problems at a time. Also, recommendation, if you ever start making liberators and you're playing this style, I honestly think that as soon as you start making liberators, I think you should make a 2nd starport. Because what you're doing repeatedly is you're losing your medevacs when you drop, which is why you have 47 Marines. You're maxed out. You have 47 Marines, 17 Marauders, 2 Liberators, 8 Widow Mines, and you have 3 medevacs. And 2 of those 3 medevacs are dropping again. Your medevac count sucks ass. So if you're going to start also adding in a different air unit to divert, like to, you know, make a diversified composition, 2nd starport. Always start a 2nd starport when you start adding liberators. I don't mind that you're making liberators, but you should really have like 8 medevacs with your army right now. Like 8, not 1. Your composition is very, very vulnerable right now. You have, like, you're gonna stim yourself to death essentially. I do like your multi-prong right now though. This is the first time you've done this the all game. This is good. You just hit a base, you killed a base, and at the same time you're dropping a base. You are doing multi-prong drops up to this point repeatedly, but this is the first time I really like it, and the reason why is because every time you did it before up to this point, you did it in a way where you kept losing your units. You're losing your units. You would force it to a point where it would die, and then you'd remake an army, and you'd do it again, and it would die. Like, you'd be like, all right, I'm going to drop this base, I'm going to drop this base at the same time. And then you'd be like, all right, well, I'm going to kill... I could literally load up and leave, or I could kill 4 more drones and die. And you're like, I'll load 4, or I'll just kill 4 drones and die. Okay, same thing over here. I'm going to kill a queen and 3 drones and die, or I'll load up and leave. I'll die. Like, you just kept dying. You attack, die, attack, die, attack, die, attack, die. And you just try to do as much damage as you can until you die. I would say out of all your drops, only like, maybe like out of 12 of them, like 3 of them actually did what I just said, where they left. But the majority of them just died. And you did fuck him up. I'm not going to say you didn't fuck him up. I do think you got a lead out of it because your opponent was stifled more than you were. I think you definitely could have made it better for yourself if you would have macroed better at your base. But just be, I would say, be more conservative with your drops. Like, if you can help it. If you want to drop, if you see an army coming to defend it, load up and just fucking boost over here and just wait. And then have your other medevac be over here. And if there's nothing here really defending, or it's very minor, overpower it. And then as soon as he comes over here, load up and leave. And in the moments when you load up and leave, check your base. Fix, and then attempt another drop again. And then if he's still here, just fucking go back. Wait. If he's still here, go back and wait again. You don't have to have these all like hotkeyed and be like 1 1 2 2 go. You could be like, I'll just fucking leave it. And how about I just send a new drop over here and I'll just hit another base. Or I'll just hit some other location. I'll take this drop and go hit this base. Maybe nothing's here. You hit it. He comes and defends it. You load up, you leave. And maybe you try a different base again. And you just keep trying. The point is I want you to lose units less often and just be willing to just go, all right, you're defending it. I'll back off for a second and I'll macro while I back off for a sec. And then I'll progress forward. Because the faster you can actually max, because you don't keep losing a fuckload of bio every time. Like you've definitely done more damage than him, but you've lost a lot too. If you keep losing a shitload of bio, this happens late. And like I said, this is the first time you're doing an attack that is actually scary. And it's 15 minutes. That's super late. This is okay though, because you're going to force a big reaction out of Zerg, which is now going to guarantee this is going to be a serious problem. This is now going to be scary because he needs to really deal with this, otherwise this is going to kill him. So I agree with it this time, the way you're doing it this time. Like this should actually be more committed now, because it can be, it should be, because this is forcing a reaction. When you're just dropping with like one medevac at a time, it doesn't force reactions. You could literally have like 12 supply of Zerg sitting there, and it could just bitch slap every drop. So you need to be non-committal there, and you need to just poke what you can and back off when you think you're going to die. You just need to be non-committal. And you're way too committed before this point, because that's why your timing is so delayed. And now, again, this forces a reaction. Oops. So this will probably do decent amounts of damage. You're not microing it at all, so you actually will do no damage, really. It doesn't matter, though. This is not the big deal. Like, the Zerg, I would say that props to the Zerg for dealing with it. That was a little bit missed opportunity there for you, because you didn't know, not only did you not pull your medevacs back against the Hydras when you focus fired them, but you didn't stim pack either. So, like, even if you did stim pack and you let the medevacs die, you still would have won this fight. But you didn't stim pack at all, so you're going to lose this fight. And then what's going on here? This is the big one. I would say you won that fight. You know why? Because bio is very replaceable, and you didn't lose your one medevac. The reason why you lost that fight so hard is probably because you had one medevac. But you also didn't lose your liberators, and you've killed all of his Hydras. You've killed all of his Lingbane, and he only has lurkers left, and he didn't kill your Widowmines either. Like, he only killed your bio. Bio is very replaceable. And you're actually killing not only his replaceable units, which is Lingbane, but you're killing his power, which is his Hydras and his lurkers. So that's actually a good trade for Terran right there. You did a good trade in the bottom, because on top of that, the final little cherry on top is you killed the base. You did the mission you needed to do, which is fuck his economy up. So you killed the base, and you also killed all of his fodder. You lost your fodder to do it, but you retained your power, and you are currently killing his power, and you've already killed a bit of his power up to this point too. This is a good trade for you. And that, if that also went well, if you actually macroed that a little bit and stimpacked it, you could be killing the hive right now. Literally. You could be killing drones, you could be killing infestation pit. You could have lived with like probably 4 or 5 marauders there if you actually just stimmed it. Where's your medevac count at? So again, you're stressing your air so hard on one starport, and you at this point have 4 medevacs. You have 1 dropping down on the bottom, you have 2 in the middle, and you have the 1 that came back. It's a little better, but it's still low air numbers, and now you're making liberators again, and you're like, again, like look at the queue of your starport. You got 43-second liberators starting, and then you got 2 fucking 30-second medevacs starting. You easily have the money for another starport. Like I said before, as soon as you want to diversify your air, just make a second starport. You can afford it easily, and this is taking fucking forever to build your air that you need. I agree, you do need these medevacs that you have queued up right now, but they're not going to be out until like 18 minutes. Should he build more CCs? Yeah, he totally should build more CCs. But he's playing a hyper aggro game, so a lot of his games will get decided up around this point. It'll happen often. But it's common, I would say it's common sense that as soon as your bases are fully saturated, and you have a little bit of money to spare, you should just make another command center and just prepare a planetary as soon as you start mining out. As soon as you start mining out, as soon as you start mining out, as soon as you start mining out, there should be another and another and another and another planetary. Like, you should just keep expanding. It should be gradual. You shouldn't just be like, okay, well, at 20 minutes, I'm going to throw down 5 command centers at once. But until then, I'm not doing any. This should just be one by one by one. And you should just progressively rotate SCVs around to new bases. Because, again, my whole point I'm trying to make here from the very beginning, and I'll come back to it again now, there is a way too much overemphasis on repeated attacking where units just die, and there's not enough emphasis on macro management. Main looks okay. There's 2 SCVs sitting here that just built buildings, but whatever. There's another SCV sitting here. There's a couple SCVs in the main that are doing fucking jack shit. They're doing nothing, but it's not that big of a deal. But it does add up. The natural, same thing. You have SCVs that are not mining anything, and I don't know how long they've been sitting here for, but you didn't shift command them back to the mineral line when you built a bunch of depots. So you have 5 out of 10 when you could have had 9 out of 10. 4 SCVs chilling. Your third base, your gas has not been fixed the whole time. You've actually mined 150 gas out of both of your gases, and you have still not fixed that to put 3 out of 3 on it. And then you're actually mining out your mineral line right now with 16 out of 10. So that could also be fixed. And your other base is 24 out of 16. So it's way too many fucking SCVs. And look at your main. Even if you do make more SCVs right now, if that was going to be the case, your main is still rallied now to nothing. It's literally rallied to just the floor at this point, because there was a mineral patch there, but you never changed it. Your natural is going down the same path here pretty soon, et cetera, et cetera. Like, every time you mine a base out, your SCVs are just going to be like, I'm here to work and there's nothing to do here. Well, I don't know. Well, chill. So again, the biggest problem I see out of everything is your macro of your developing resources. It needs improvement for all the ways we talked about so far. Efficiency, upkeep is non-existent, needs to be fixed. It's because, and a lot of people I see in chat being like, diamond? It's very believable. I believe it's diamond because you're doing a decent job attacking, but if you have, like, let's just say you're capable of 200 APM or something, you're playing at 400 APM right now. You're playing 400 APM of going like this. Drop, 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 load, 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 make, unit, drop, 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 lose drop, lose drop, lose drop, lose drop. Okay, new army, load, 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 drop, 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 drop. Okay, SCVs, fix it. Cool. Drop, 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 making it, load, 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 losing it, drop, 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 making it, drop, 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 drop. Like, that's your fucking playstyle. You are way too fucking hyper aggro. You need to fucking chill out a little bit and be like this. Drop, drop, macro, 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 macro. There, okay, drops are here. Units are there. Wait. Okay, no units are here. Drop, do an attack. 5 seconds later, units are here. Load up. Leave. Macro. 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 Make units. Attempt drops again. Oh, units are still there. Oh, units are still there. Okay, wait on them. How about I load up a new drop then? Send it over somewhere else. A third drop. Send it over. Okay. He's actually here with his units. He's not here right now. I drop it. I attack him. He brings his units over here. I load up. I leave. I attempt the next drop. Okay, he's not here. I'm doing damage. Okay, he came back. I load up. I leave. I'm macroing. I'm macroing. I'm macroing. I'm macroing. You just load up and leave every time he's there, and you just attack him if he's not there. You just be patient about it. You don't need to do damage every fucking second, but if you do damage one time within 2 minutes, where you just killed 12 drones, suddenly it's like, holy fuck, I just like set the Zerg back hard right there. It just takes one good drop. You can attempt drops 15 times, but it just takes one good drop, and you can just ruin the Zerg's life. Just one drop, it has to be good. And you could, but the way you make a drop good and you don't make yourself fucked over is you don't force it to be good. You don't go, well, this drop isn't that good. I'm gonna micro it. Drop, 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 drop. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't just force it to fucking be a good drop by you're like, I'm gonna out multitask you. Because the only time you're gonna be able to do that is if you're not a Diamond Terran. That's not Diamond Terran territory. You are not able to micro 3 screens at the same time if you're Diamond and macro. We can clearly see that because there was an attempted micro multiple drops at the same time, and what kept happening? Drops died. Drops died. Fucking 30 out of 10 SCVs over here. Drops died. Drops died. New drops are going. New drops are going. New drops are going. 25 out of 16 here. Drops died. Drops died. Drops died. New drops are going. Like, there was constant major fuck-ups in the process of this. What if it's you just pace it and you just do it to the point to where it makes sense, that you can handle? It makes a lot more sense. Because only a really good player with a lot of APM and a lot of foresight to know what to do, when to do it, only players like that.
Drop.
Oh, thank you. Hello, J-Lee. I don't want to. I'm trying to talk, though. I'm sorry. I'll play it later. Only players with the ability to actually micro multiple drops at the same time can do it. And you can't just be in Diamond League and say, I'm going to play like a pro now. It doesn't work like that. You eventually can get there if you do the steps and you get really good at conserving drops and macroing, and then you get faster at it because you experience it more and you're doing it well. If you do something well and you do it a lot, you will get better at it. Like, you'll get faster at it. You'll get more efficient at it. It's just how it works. So you'll develop a skill for dropping more and more and more over time, and suddenly you will be able to do something like drop 2 bases at the same time and do it well. And then suddenly maybe you could do 3 bases at the same time and do it well. But again, the conservativeness of it is important. And understanding how to move your drops around too. Like, moving through the middle of the map as well is not the most ideal situation. Like going right through a fucking Zelnaga tower. So conservation of medevacs should be your goal here. And doing damage when you can, but not forcing it to happen every time. Because if it'd be like saying, it's like you're looking at a door, okay? And the door is closed. Okay, you back off for a second. You go back again 20 seconds later. The door is still closed. You back off. You do it again 20 seconds later. The door is still closed. You back off. You come back. The door is suddenly open. You take advantage of it and you go in the door. You don't just fucking come to the door the first time and just start punching it and break your fucking hand on it. And you're like, well, I'll use my other hand now. You break your other hand and now you're like, all right, I'm gonna use my leg. I'm gonna smack it with my knee. And you break your fucking leg. And then you're like, okay, now I'm gonna jump at it and start hitting it with my head. You don't force it to fucking happen. You don't force it to happen. You wait until it's ready to go and then you abuse it. So that's exactly why your drops were fucking dying, where you're just like, I'm gonna force this damage to happen when he's already here to defend it. Don't fucking do it that way. Be patient and conserve your drops, because the more you conserve your drops, the faster you get to the stage where you max out. And now, if your opponent is, like not really allowing you to do much damage, but at the same time you're not taking damage, you're not losing drops repeatedly, you will get to that stage where you max out fast, and suddenly you create these way harder to deal with situations for Zerg, where you have this big fat death wall moving out instead of at 15 minutes. Now it happens at like 11 minutes or something, and then, or like 9 minutes or 8 minutes if you're really, the better you get. And then suddenly the Zerg is like, oh fuck, that's a big army. I gotta go deal with that. And guess what happens? The door that was closed, it's open now. And now you can drop. You create situations that make sense where your drops are conservative. You don't just slam into it over and over being like, I'm gonna fucking drop. It's gonna happen, whether you like it or not. That's the whole point of Terran. You need to conserve your shit. Because if you just throw shit away, you actually throw power away. And what happens when you throw power away too much? He comes over and kills your third, kills your fourth. You get stuck back on 2 bases versus a 4 base Zerg. It allows Zerg to creep spread, control the map more. You put the game in Zerg territory if you throw units away repeatedly. So don't throw units away is the point. Try your best to not let that happen. That is very important. The whole concept of that is what I just talked about. So fucking important at keeping momentum on your side, because ZVT is a momentum matchup. Whoever has it is going to run away with it. I hope that makes sense, though. It should for Diamond Plus, I feel like. So again, you're kind of going down the same road again. You're just dropping to drop. It doesn't make any sense just to drop, because what you're doing is you're dropping and looks like you're almost gonna just lose your army again. Like, this medevac just about died because you just flew it in there. You didn't really do anything with it. But imagine if you set these drops up to then buy time to set up on a base with your serious army to then kill it. Way better. That is how you gain momentum for Terran. If you set up a drop to make the Zerg go, a drop, chase it. And then you're like, well, I'm actually pushing with a real army over there. So while you chase that drop, I just set up on your base, and now if you try to defend that base, I have a way better chance of killing your army because I'm set up already. But if you don't take advantage of that and your army just sits here at your base defensively and does nothing, well, it's a missed opportunity. And then all it's doing then is you're just basically that Terran player that's like, I'm dropping, drop. You go back to that fucking hyper spazzy drop mentality. So like, you let all the units die. You let all the units die. You have this is not good. I would not have minded if you let the units die if you set up an attack with it. Because you get him out of position and then you fuck something up that's more critical than the drop that died. Like you kill a base when he needs a base. But just sending units over here to drop and then you're like, ah, fuck it. They're going to die. The suicide mission. See how much we can kill in the process. If the Zerg is better, he's going to punish your ass for that repeatedly. And then you're going to give him momentum to just kill you. You got to have multi-purpose with Terran if you're going to play like that. You can't just suicide and then call it a day. And another thing too you can do, not only killing bases, but you can also set up drops to make the Zerg chase it and then kill creep too. Like your army could be here and you could have scanned this big fucking area of creep and wiped out all the creep in front of his third. And then you could have abused these rocks with no creep on this side to make your life way easier to kill him. But again, your army was just sitting at home defensively. This is why this style is not easy to do. I'm never going to say it's easy to do this. But it has to, there's purpose. There has to be like a method to it, not just random ass spazzy drops. And notice how as soon as he kills the random ass spazzy drops and you don't set up an attack on him at all, this is just, okay, this is super fucking random too. But you don't set up an attack on him at all, like a major attack. What does he do? He counters you, and what's happening now? You're giving a momentum shift to Zerg again. Also, way too many fucking SCVs here again. You have 30 SCVs on this base again. There are 30, yeah, 30. These two SCVs are actually out of the gases right now. 30 fucking SCVs are on this base. And they're all evacuating. That's way too many SCVs. Now let's look at the other bases. This base has been re-rallied. I'm glad you actually re-rallied it eventually. But 0 SCVs, good shit. I'm proud of you. This base, it's been re-rallied. Oh, wait. You re-rallied your command centers to the middle of fucking nowhere. I don't agree with this. Again. Like, just re-rally these to like a new base. Like, I don't have to go into it again. We already talked about it. But obviously, what the hell is this, right? So this base, 6 out of 6. It's looking good now. It's, you know, it's mined down enough to the point to where it looks fine. How's this base doing? 18 out of 6. 18 out of 6. And it still hasn't fixed the fucking gas. You're almost actually out of the minerals in this base, and you still have not fixed the gas. You have such a lack of emphasis on your fucking resources. And I don't give a shit that you have 400 APM. This is 400 crappy APM. Like, I feel like you're probably stroking it really hard to your APM stat. And you're like, God damn, I'm fucking fast. Your base looks like ass the whole time. I'm not impressed. You're not playing horrible, but you're definitely not playing at what 400 APM actually looks like. Vibes mean. The reason why I said that is because I've actually had Fruit Seller ask me, who this replay analysis is for. He has asked me multiple times, how do you increase your APM? Vibe, how do you play? I want to increase my APM. How do I do that? And I'm watching a replay where he has 400. And I feel like this is like watching someone develop bad habits. This is watching someone, it's like telling someone to fucking, like pick up the phone, okay? You're like, hey, I want you to pick the phone up and like take a picture. And this is how the guy does it. Instead of going like this and just going click and he takes a picture, he goes like this. Okay, hold on. I'm doing it. Do a spin. Yeah. And you're like, all I fucking want is a picture. Please just do the simple job. I know it's not flashy, okay? And he's over there just, what's up, bitch? And he's like, no, okay, dude, you're doing a lot of useless shit. Just do the job you need to do, and you'll be fine, okay? You can get flashy later when you can actually do shit that makes sense. It's just fucking wasted time. Like, it's so much wasted actions. It's so many wasted actions. I can like, fucking tell because his base is like not ever being fixed. It's always fucked. And obviously, Fruit Seller knows I love him. I mean, I'm roasting his ass really hard right now, but I'm trying to help him realize his habits are awful. And I'm not like, damn, dude, you're fucking owning. Like, he's playing a decent game, but it could be so much better if he just, like, actually focused on shit that was important. And understood the concept. Put an F in the chat for Fruit Seller.
F for Fruit Seller, brah.
That's okay. Fruit Seller's fine. He's a big boy. This is good info, boys. Okay? He loves it. He loves it. But, like, again, look at this. We're attacking, right? We're attacking. Now, let's look at the bases. No, oversaturated, fucked up gas now. See my point? Now, look at the new bases. No planetary. No planetary. He's dropping mules, so he is spending some mules here. But there's no emphasis on turning this into a building, whether it be... I'm assuming it's going to be planetary because it's really exposed and it's also not already in orbital yet. This is also not turning planetary yet. But what the fuck is this? This is... Dude. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 41 SCVs that are fucking chilling. How many SCVs are there? There's 57. This is all but 16 SCVs just chilling on 4 mineral patches that are not... That, like, I want to tell you guys the efficiency of these patches is like 8 SCVs are actually doing something out of 41. Okay, 9 SCVs out of 41 because he has 1 on gas. That's actually doing something too. But like this is all, dude, this kind of shit is really bad. This fucks you so hard. It's way more important than going over here and trying to kill creep from a base you've already killed. Like a lot of people think that this kind of shit's important, which it is, but it's not more important than this. So if you prioritize this as what's important and you just go, fuck it, I don't care about my economy, but you're gonna fucking lose a lot. So let's look. I'm gonna watch the camera of the Terran. Watch the emphasis on army, just like lack of macro. Let's yeah, I mean, okay, now there's another army drop. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, the fuck are we ever gonna look at this? Okay, let's keep watching. Like, all I'm seeing is just like spaz movements, and it just creates these problems for both of you, where it's like it'd be like, okay, here's another example. Okay, let me. Do I have anything on my desk? I really want to give you this example. This is actually fucking perfect. Okay, it'd be like saying this. I'm gonna juggle. Okay. Hey, I did it. I didn't really juggle much, but it wasn't impressive. But I juggled. But this is what's happening repeatedly in this game with this Terran. I'm going to juggle. Over and over and over and over and over and over. You just fucking throw a bunch of shit out there and you're like, I don't know. Everything's dead. Do it again. Like, it keeps happening. And you're going to throw the game right now because you're not macroing at all.
Drop, drop, D, drop, drop, drop. Please make this into the highlight snippet.
Like right there. Do you see that shit? Right there. It's like dude, it's like a panicky playstyle. It's like, do everything super fast, and then it's like, oh fuck, I loaded up too early. Now I'm going to drop that boy out. Like, everything is trying to be so fucking spazzy. It's just, it's insane. I just feel like I'm watching someone try to play at like 500 APM that can play at 200. My dog came up here. She's like, what were those noises? It's just too spazzy. Just solidify your fundamentals more, and then slowly speed up your playstyle over time when you're really comfortable with it. That is my very, very big recommendation.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
Also, I just realized who this is. I thought this actually was Fruit Seller, but Fruit Seller was watching this. These are his friends or his teammates. Hey, Terran guy. And Zerg guy. It's not actually Fruit Seller. Yo, I hope I'm not being too hard on you. Okay? It's what I said. I'm going to say this. Everything I've said so far is very true. But, yeah. I hope you don't take offense to it. Maybe don't show them this Fruit Seller if they're going to be sad about it. Like, oh my god, another drop died. And that one was fine. You when his army got there, you tried to get out and you lost the units for it. That's okay. But all the other ones, like, repeatedly, so much fucking unnecessary death. Okay, now watch. I got to look at this. I have to look at this. Where did these SCVs come from? 14 out of 4. 45 out of 16. Where'd you come from? Just idle. Yeah. And idle again. It's too spazzy. Too fucking spazzy. Worry about... Okay. Final thoughts on this. I'm going to say the recap, okay? Recap. Not bad. Overall. I definitely see potential of your speed. But worry about playing accurate and not fast. Because being the guy who makes 50 actions and 45 of those actions are mistakes, or being the guy that does 15 actions and only 2 of those are mistakes, the guy who plays slower is fucking gonna do better. If he knows what he's doing. It's a fact. Because making a lot of quick mistakes is a good way to throw the game away really fast. Because you're like, I'm so fast, but I just threw everything away. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. And you just keep throwing everything away. Don't play... Like, don't try to be fucking Jaedong and then not actually have the development of being Jaedong. Be the guy who does everything accurately, and maybe you do try to play a little bit faster than you can handle. A little bit. Every now and again, you push yourself. But you don't play at a pace that's like literally... Like, here's the thing. If I go like this, and that's how I'm playing StarCraft, and I'm just like... I don't really know what I just saw, but I saw a lot of shit. I don't know. Well, I have an idea how it should work, but you're not actually looking at the screen. You're not actually doing anything about what's really there. You're just kind of like going with like your habits. You're like, usually it works. Fuck it. Like, you're gonna make mistakes repeatedly all the time. But if you're like, okay, like, he's here, I'm gonna do this. He's here, I'm gonna do that. Okay, I'm gonna do this now. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna defend this here. Like, it feels like you're, for your opponent, it'll feel like you're playing even better and faster than you actually are. Like, 250 really good actions is actually harder to deal with from an opponent than 400 sloppy as fuck actions. Because if your opponent constantly is like, oh, he denied me from killing him there. He denied me again here. He denied me again here. He's pushing me here. He denied me again there. He denied me again here. He's pushing me still. He's killing a base. I gotta go deal with it. Now he's harassing me. It's like really fucking hard to deal with. But if you're Zerg and you're like, okay, he's dropping, like 4 drops at once. I just killed 3 of them. He loaded 1 up and ran away. And now he's dropping me 2 more times again, and 2 of them just died again right away. Now he's pushing me and he's dropping me again. I'll just leave a couple hydras there. It just flew right into the drop and died because he's not even microing it. Now I fight the army because when it's smaller because he threw so many units away. Way easier to deal with Terrans like that. When you just watch, it's like you hold a sword out And they're like a zombie who just like runs into it and is like, fuck, like just trying to get to you and just like ripping its own chest apart. It's just like watching your opponent kill themselves and you're like, cool. I'll just do easier actions of just guarding you and you can just kill yourself. It's just excessive, is my point. And this kind of shit is awful, dude. This is so much more important than getting a good drop that kills 2 drones and 3 zerglings and then dies to hydras.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Like, I'll say this. Right now, the Terran has the advantage. I do not know why Terran is moving out. If Terran actually just landed his command centers and then did a conservative drop, which can keep the Zerg at bay because the Zerg is not using Spire units. Just a conservative drop. Don't do a fucking suicidal drop. A conservative one. Like, literally land here, poke drones, get him to come defend it, load up, wait. Do it again. Every once in a while. Attempt it. If he's there, don't fucking go into it and just be like, fuck you. Just wait. Because if you just mined minerals with your SCVs and you made planetaries at these outer bases and you had mules to drop on them as well, you are going to crush the Zerg in economy. And if you had another drop over here, you just poke. Just attempt a poke. If he's there, cool. You're gaining a lead. Like, this guy's economy is fucked compared to yours. And then you just get a high supply, and then you move out. And you actually support your army with a real composition of, like, more medevacs. Because you keep pushing, like, you do so many fucking drops, and you throw your medevacs away, and you have never any medevacs with your armies. You have one fucking depleted medevac trying to heal this fucking ragtag army. I like that you build a second starport eventually. Do it way sooner next time. And now, like, do you see what I mean? You reland this command center, but now you've restacked another command. Like, this, dude, this economy game needs to fucking be fixed so much. Holy shit. You could cut this SCV count in half and have 2 really nice saturated bases, but you've once again stacked, like, the fuck out of 1 base. And the reason why you're not fixing it is because you're focusing on this, which doesn't need to be happening. You're move commanding into his army for a second. Or were you? Hold on. I'm not gonna say that if you weren't. Watch what you were doing. I mean, either way, your army shouldn't be there. Doesn't need to be there.
I love that you gave him an extra roasting cause you thought it was me. This is perfect.
Well, it's because you're always like, ViBE APM, and I'm like, okay, this definitely is an APM boner boy. Like, he definitely is like, look at my fucking APM, and he's like jizzing on his chest. Gross. Like, what was that action? Made no sense. The fucking army just died. There's no... The Terran had the advantage there if he just mined and made PFs. Terran could have totally won. Totally won. But again, is more worried about doing things like dropping. Too much... and like... Where the fuck are the PFs? Haven't been made the whole time. And now the game's over. Terran lost. And the reason why Terran lost is because no mining, no mining, mining, mining. Terran actually had the better economy up until now. But look at this. This guy's got 500 fucking APM. Doing what? Spam clicking a medevac, probably. Like, I would fucking slap this guy in the face watching him play. You know what I honestly feel like? I would, like... This is what I honestly think. If there was a LAN party, okay? If there was a LAN party, I feel like this Terran player would be the kind of guy where you would just be sitting across the table from your buddies, and one of your buddies is the guy who keeps accidentally throwing his keyboard on the floor, and his mouse gets thrown on the floor. And you're like, dude, what are you doing? And he's over there just being like... And you're like, okay, fucking calm down. Calm down. Honestly, I don't even know what I just opened. What the fuck was that? I've never seen that before. But he's just like, and you just hear a keyboard slap into the floor, and you're like, holy fuck, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I'm playing fast. You're like, okay, relax. And then he puts his keyboard back on the desk again. And then 4 minutes later, he throws it on the floor again because he's like, he's spazzing out. Like because, you know, it's because he's in his mind, he's thinking, I'm fucking owning right now. And you're like, dude,
FKNLOL, ha ha ha.
you're owning your keyboard is what you're doing. You got to buy another one because you keep throwing that fucking thing on the floor. It's I feel like this is a clear case of somebody that's trying to be impressive with APM and is not efficiently playing at it.
THX for sharing your SSN with us.
Thank you guys for the bits, Matt Radical and Jay Lee. Much love. I will say that, yo, girthy boy, you have a lot of potential. You do. I do think you could definitely be Masters League. But you gotta fucking slow down and suddenly you'll rank up. As weird as that sounds.
They're attacking your base, you know.
Exactly. What Silver Hornet just said is fucking perfect. Think more, do less. That is so fucking... that is literally the name of the game here. That's what the perfect phrase that describes this game. If you just analyze what you're doing more and make better decisions by doing them more patiently, you will make stronger moves throughout the game, and your opponent will feel more pressured than if you just made a bunch of shitty moves.
Type of a sloth, which race is best for me?
Protoss. So if you basically just do more efficient things, just slower but more efficient, your opponent will feel more pressured than if you do a lot of inefficient, fast garbage. Seriously, that is how it is. But anyways, that's gonna do it for me on this one. Thank you guys for doing a replay analysis. I hope I didn't make you feel bad. A lot of potential, honestly. I really do see potential in this person, but holy fuck, you gotta slow down. Gotta slow down, dude. Jesus Christ. Otherwise, yeah, I could see you getting Masters League, totally. But, yo, much love. Shout out to Fruitseller for doing a replay analysis for his buddies. Thank you guys for doing it. Until the next one, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you next time. Good luck. Have fun. And adios. Peace, guys.